You're welcome, because I never do that, and it's very helpful when you do that. Don't you see the hat? The name is Mrs. Nesbit. So much hair on my microphone from all these fucking cats. Only I will use this microphone. It's only for me. My first thing in my head going on right now is that I need like a catchphrase, a fun little open up like hello or salutations, or maybe my mic's not even facing me correctly. So I'm trying to steer away from that, from funny enough gimmicks. Today's a new episode of something I've never done before. There's a podcast I used to listen to all of the time, and I was highly inspired by. It's not The Adventure Zone, because I've talked a lot about how The Adventure Zone's inspired Eldritch Journeys, and it did, but that's not the podcast I am talking about today. The podcast I'm talking about, actually, there's art behind me. It's called Mission is and it's this fun, impromptu space opera set in this weird space world called Zyxx, the Zyxx quadrant, and it's got like 4 to 5 seasons. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've listened to it, but I listened to it from the beginning when they first started off on the Max Fun Network, season 1, and I listened to it a lot, and the thing I really loved about it was how cinematic it sounded. When you listen to Mission to Zyxx, it's very funny. They have a lot of great performers on the show. There's all 7 of them, and they keep it that number, those same people throughout the entire show. Which is something I appreciate about anything, really, is that the same people who started it finished it, and like there's something special about that, because you don't always get that, and I appreciated that about the show, especially because they're all friends, and that was one of my favorite things about that, is they were friends. They care about each other, and they wanted to just create something together. And so they created this impromptu space opera type thing set in the Zyxx quadrant where they go on these adventures. It's very Star Trek, very Star Wars, and it's kind of like a parody universe a little bit, kind of how Alien steals the world of Star Wars for that movie. It's kind of like that. They've stolen that world and they've kind of mixed it and parodied it a bit. And I'm not a big fan of parodies for a lot of things because, like in Scary Movie 2, Superhero Movie, those like are very funny things, but like it doesn't come off as genuine. It doesn't come off as people care about that. It's kind of like, oh, here's a joke, here's another joke, here, joke. But with Mission to Zyxx, I really like it because they put a lot of effort into it, and there's a clear amount of genuine care to the world and to the universe. One of my favorite things is if you say something, it's a yes and thing, right? And in the improv circles I've ran in, sometimes people don't understand yes and. Sometimes they say, no, I don't like that. And then you're like, wait, hold on a second. What are we doing here? Like, hold on, put the gun down. Early on, they came up with the fact that they're not going to say fuck, they're going to say juck, no swearing, and that's a fun little detail to kind of show the culture of it and to show that they're taking care and writing notes. And even when they have guest stars on there, like Paul F. Tompkins has been on it a couple times, they'll also improvise, and that becomes part of the lore. And so I really, really liked the show, but one of my favorite things about the show was the audio engineer. Shane O'Connell put so much work into making sure that the show felt real. Like it felt like you could watch it. While I was listening to Mission to Zyxx, I was working on Eldritch Journeys, and one of the things I coined, maybe I didn't coin it, maybe I just kind of came up with the same idea, but audio cinema. I loved the way that they engineered the whole soundtrack. Like I think it's the opening of season 3, the first episode. They're going on this amazing adventure in the space world where they're on jet skis, or not jet skis, they're on snowmobiles going through this, and caves crashing in, and you can hear them going from side to side in your mind. And it's really, really, really cool.
AJ, these ice monsters are so close to the speeder, do not get experimental with the driving.
Thought I could pull a wheelie.
You can't wheelie with the thing without wheels.
Hang on tight. You're gonna get weird.
Participating in this. I am part of this experience.
And they have a live orchestra who did their soundtrack, an orchestra, to do the soundtrack of their show, their theme music, that like all of these wonderful pieces of music that they got for the show to make it feel cinematic, to make it feel epic and huge. It's amazing. And it blew my mind that it didn't blow up like it should have. I was following it for a long time, and I was in I want to say like 4 years ago, 2022, they put out something like, hey guys, we're making a vinyl of the soundtrack of the show. And I was like, yeah, here's $100. Here's $150. How much is it? Oh yeah, sure. Take my fucking money. Take my jucking money. I was so amazed by it. I was so fucking ecstatic and so happy that, because that's my dream personally. For Puzzle Valley, Eldritch Journeys, Doorman, Season of the Cursed, I wanted to make vinyls of the soundtrack because there's nothing more special to me than an original soundtrack for a project that you're working on. Doorman soundtrack, I haven't released anywhere. I listen to it constantly, especially when I'm working on the thing, and I cannot wait for it to be done because I am definitely going to get a custom vinyl, at least for myself, because I just love it. I love custom soundtracks, original soundtracks for projects, because it really gives you something you can feel. It makes you feel something different. It gives you a certain vibe to understand, and it's very distinct and distinguishing. And with Mission to Zyxx, they have so much cool music. I really, really, really love the show, and it's done now, and they're doing some side projects and some spin-off series, and I highly recommend it. But today's video, I have the vinyl.
Mission to Zyxx.
It is called the Mission to Zyxx Original Motion Sound Soundtrack. And it's so fucking cool, guys. It's so badass. I got this years ago. They have stickers. It comes with a bunch of custom stickers by like custom artists. MC53. C53 is one of the characters in the show, and he's very funny. He's probably my favorite character. Like he is the character everyone loves. All these different stickers. Hold for room tone. That was probably my favorite episode of Mission to Zyxx. Mission to Zyxx, guys, if you're listening to this, that was my favorite episode. The reality TV show one, because it just ends with zingers and just like punchline after punchline after punchline. Hearing C53, and the killer is in this room, when everybody is trying to like bump up the drama of that reality TV show. Otherwise, someone's going to be murdered and killed or canceled or whatever. Just really great episode. Love that. Just that's for you guys. Hey, buddy, juck my nuts. You shut your wet mouth. Hey, Bargy, C53 Darb. It's a fun little Easter egg because that's how they start off most of the episodes. It became kind of a running gag. The version I got, because I didn't get the extra mega deluxe, whatever the fuck it was. This one came with a 7-inch vinyl, the small ones. I don't collect a lot of vinyls. I just get the ones I like, so I don't know the lingo. A single one for one of the best names of the show. So there's a character named Nermit Bundaloy, and he goes by, for his stage name, Bermit Nundaloy, which is very funny. And they have a single speeder ride that it was like one of the first custom songs they did for the show, and it was just supposed to be a Patreon exclusive thing. That was the first Patreon thing I ever signed up for, was Mission to Zyxx, because I was like, oh, I gotta listen to that song. And like I said, guys, you put so much work into it. Shane put so much work into it. There's a lot of love and care into it, and it's a great project. I really, really, really appreciate this project. But yeah, they came up with stickers. It has its own 7-inch single vinyl that was really badass. I finally got a denim jacket where I want to put some patches on it, so I put it in my patch pile. I'll get some pictures of it. Oh, it's right here. Is Core... Here we are. We're in focus, right? Core Balevor. Core Balevor is one of the villains of the show, played by Brendan Lee Mulligan, which is very cool. Very cool. One of my all-time like dream guests to have on a podcast. My partner actually met Brendan years ago. Super, super nice dude. Brendan for president, for the love of fucking God. One of the coolest things, I still need to get a frame for this, but it's difficult size to get framed because I want the full frame of it. And I'm going to get another picture of it. But the coolest fucking thing, the ship that they pilot around the galaxy, the Zyxx Quadrant, is called the Bargerian Jade. And she is an ex-Hollywood star from like the golden era of Hollywood films. She's like this crusty little I'm so sick of all this because I miss the days when I was in Hollywood. And she's just like this great star, and the ship got turned into like a battle cruiser essentially, or it got commissioned into something else. And the ship talks throughout the series, one of the most popular characters of it. They had slide by.
Oh, there's Bargy.
Hey guys.
Wait, Bargy, how did you get here?
I told you I would fit.
Whoa!
It's a custom picture of the Bargerian Jade signed by the Bargerian Jade, which I think is really, 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 really cool. That comes along with it. For every song on the vinyl, they have the time on it on the vinyl, and they talk about what it came from in the episode. So, for example, there's this thing called the Beano and Bargy theme, one of the countless examples of the cast chanting or half-singing some complete nonsense, and Shane spinning a beautiful nest of sonic gold to cradle it in. They do this for every single one of these songs that's on the vinyl, and they talk about like the crawl from episode 101 and how it's different from the crawl from episode 419, and it's just so cool. The level of detail that went into every single one of these songs, every second of the show, there was so much love and care that went into it, and it's so fucking cool. This is like my dream. I would love to do something for one of my projects. It's amazing. I used to stare at this vinyl for hours because of how cool it was and just read through. Right here, the Torto Troopers Assemble. It's a Power Rangers parody that they did. And they did a Power Rangers-esque theme for the Torto Troopers for one episode. It was so cool. It's just amazing how much effort it went into it and how hard it must have been, but how easy it must have felt when you have like 7 and 8 people that like are helping you through it and coming up with all these ideas and improvising. And that's my favorite part of the show, is how fun it must have been. That sounds like a dream of mine, to just be in a room with people that you love and care about, who are all brilliant and funny and coming up with ideas just to add and putting in effort. So cool, guys. So cool. I think my favorite fucking part of this entire thing, right? I'll show you the vinyl first, because I just pulled out the sleeve with the vinyl on it. It's green. I wanted to get the other one that was the Super Ultra Mega Deluxe Krusty Krab Burger, whatever the fuck it was. But this is still badass, and I love it. It's so badass, so badass. But that's not my favorite part. That's not my favorite part of this. The sleeve that the vinyl comes in is covered with pictures of everybody a part of the project. All of them. They're just... It's beautiful. Jeremy Bent, Alden Ford, Ali Kokesh, Seth Lynn, Shane O'Connell, Winston Knoll, and Mojan Zalfagari, which if I made that pronunciation correctly, it's only because it is at the end of every single episode, because I stayed through every single episode. Sometimes because I couldn't get to the phone in time, but also just because I love the show, guys. You all did so amazing, and it's so nice to feel like I'm a part of it, because all of these pictures of these wonderful friends that are just all over the vinyl. One of my favorite pictures is actually this one right here. It's Shane O'Connell like mixing at the computer, and it's fucking well shot, first off. And second off, we've all been there. Like, I feel that way. Like, working on Eldritch Journeys, I'm definitely no Shane O'Connell. But working on Eldritch Journeys and then on to Puzzle Valley, all I kept thinking about was Mission to Zyxx and how amazing it was. And I always wanted to try and get close to that. Especially, dude, I remember taking an edible when the finale of Mission to Zyxx came out, and I turned off all the lights, put my headphones on, and I just sat on the couch. And just that, like, the last time that announcer said, Mission to Zyxx, oh, transported me. Oh, it was amazing. And I always talk about, if I had 10 minutes just to talk to Shane O'Connell so he could just teach me something about audio engineer, oh my God, it's amazing. When I was doing the Puzzle Valley finale, I just kept thinking about the finale of Mission to Zyxx. I know the finale to Puzzle Valley was not the finale technically, and it was more like 3 episodes that were all 5 hours long. But I call it the finale series because I put a lot of work into it, and the audio engineering and trying to make sure that it felt special and you could hear it and it could make you feel like you were there. And the whole reason I was trying to do that was because I was trying to live up to what Shane and everybody in the Mission to Zyxx gang did with that show. I highly recommend Mission to Zyxx. I highly, highly recommend it. It's so fun, so funny, and it sounds amazing. Which is why I got the vinyl. I don't have a lot of vinyls. If a vinyl really touches my heart, I'll or an album or something touches my heart, I'll buy the vinyl, or someone will give me a vinyl. Thank you, Punkinnonstop. But I don't have a lot, and I'm glad I have this one. Like I said, it's so good, and I'm so fucking happy that I have it. I will say, at the time that it came out, I wasn't exactly supposed to be spending money, and I was trying my best not to do that. I was trying to save my monies, but when they dropped it, I was like, I have to. I just have to, and I'm all these years later, I'm so happy that I did. The vinyl record you hold in your hands, claws, paws, digits, clamps, or telekinetic manipulation field was lovingly written, recorded, funded, mastered, designed, pressed, printed, and shipped just for you. You guys really did a really good job with this show. And the last thing I'll say is one of my favorite songs and one of my favorite things that they ever did was played in the penultimate episode called Sailing for Croon.
Sailing for Croon and the high seas will roam, from Zyxx to Quantaris we'll never go home. Curb in my belly on the wide open sea, sailing for Croon with C-53, sailing for Croon, the captain and me.
Croon in the Mission to Zyxx world is their currency, and there is this whole pirate thing where I don't want to explain it, just go listen to it, but a fan wrote and performed this thing called Sailing for Croon for Mission to Zyxx, and it was an amazing song. But then they did a reprise of Sailing for Croon. They just did a whole reprise for the penultimate episode. When I was listening to that penultimate episode right before the finale, and Sailing for Croon came on, Niagara Falls. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I'm so proud of you guys, and this vinyl is amazing. Great job. Steven Czajkowski, please tell me I did that right. This absolute banger is the brainchild of listener Steven Zyxx, who wrote and performed a solo version for the first time at ZyxxCon 2020. A fan meetup before one of our NYC live shows, I remembered looking over at Jeremy and Shane slack-jawed. We knew we had to find a way to get it into the show. So a couple months later, we set up a recording session with some of Steven's friends and contacts in the traditional Irish music scene and recorded it. This episode version of the song is incredible, but don't miss the equally amazing studio version available on the digital download, which is just Steven and the band, juckin' crushing it. And on a personal level, one of the many reasons I love this track is that it's a great reminder of how much Mission to Zyxx means to people. I can't believe that our show has inspired so many people with amazing talents to make such beautiful and funny and thoughtful things, from art to tattoos to cosplay to music like this, and we're so lucky to have been able to make this one a real part of the show. Thank you, Steven. Oh, Steven also said something. Shane says, I was totally blown away when I first saw Steven perform this song at ZyxxCon. It instantly became my favorite piece of Zyxx fan art. It was clear that we had to figure out a way to work the song into the Sea Captain episode. From the beginning of Season 5, we knew that we were going to do an episode that addressed C-53's backstory with the Sea Captain. Steven's song inspired us so much that we decided to commit to making it the season's penultimate episode, a position we always reserved for our most ambitious episodes. I'm so proud of how well 519 turned out. So much of that is due to Steven. I don't think we could have nailed this episode without his huge contribution. And then Steven said, contributing this song to the Zyxx canon is one of the highest honors of my creative life. I'm such a big fan of the show, and to now be actually a part of it is an astounding feeling that will never numb. From the start, I was a C-53 fan and had always been intrigued by the Captain C-53 backstory, having been teased too many times on the reveal of this part of C's life. The announcement that ZyxxCon would have a talent show portion gave me the perfect opportunity to write this ridiculous song. But yeah, I just wanted to add that this show means a lot to me, and it means a lot to a lot of people. I'm glad it inspired so many. It's inspired me to work on Puzzle Valley and shit like that. And to just make like the audio and sound design of the projects I work on more meaningful. It's inspired me like David Lynch's sound design has inspired me, and I'm still working on stuff. So I, again, appreciate everything you guys have created or made, and highly recommend this show. Highly.
The Captain and me.